This is the altarpiece from the Church of Santa Maria in the Calanca Valley. What do its pictures tell us? What do they mean? The wing panels were kept firmly shut for most of the year. They show 8 saints: Barbara, Catherine, Apollonia, Dorothy, Martin, Bernard, Nicholas, and Modestus. These model Christians were tortured and executed for having remained true to the Christian faith. Their sufferings made them particularly well qualified as intercessors for the faithful before God. Take St. Apollonia of Alexandria, for example. She refused to renounce Christ and so had all her teeth pulled out, which is why people with toothache turned to her for help. St. Nicholas saved his neighbour's 3 young daughters by throwing gold into their open window. Thus, their impoverished father was spared having to prostitute his own daughters. Nicholas has been venerated as a special friend of children and bringer of gifts ever since. Good children are given treats and naughty children reprimanded. On important feast days, the wing panels of the altarpiece were opened. Revealed inside was the life of the Virgin, bathed in gleaming gold. The story begins with the Virgin's parents. Anne and Joachim are childless and pray to God to bless them with offspring. Joachim spends 40 days fasting in the wilderness. His wife is mourning for him when an angel appears to her and announces that she will soon be with child. The couple greet each other in front of Jerusalem's Golden Gate. Soon, Anne does indeed become pregnant and gives birth to a daughter, Mary. At the age of 3, Mary's parents take her to the temple in Jerusalem to be raised as a temple virgin. Mary is received by the priest. She then enters a religious world in which she can no longer sin. At the age of 12, Mary has to return home to be married. God's choice of husband for her is Joseph. Mary and Joseph are married by the priest in the presence of Mary's parents. Soon, the Archangel Gabriel appears to Mary and tells her that she's pregnant and that she will bear God's son. Mary sets off into the mountains of Judea to visit her cousin Elizabeth and share the joyful news with her. Elizabeth herself is also unexpectedly pregnant with John the Baptist. As Emperor Augustus has ordered a census, Joseph takes the heavily pregnant Mary with him from Nazareth to Bethlehem. Mary and Joseph search in vain for somewhere to stay, but all the inns in Bethlehem are full. At last, a friendly innkeeper offers them the use of his stable. There, Mary gives birth to Jesus. An angel brings the good tidings to the shepherds out in the fields. 3 wise men arrive from Europe, Asia, and Africa. They present the baby Jesus with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The gold symbolizes his future kingship, the frankincense, his divinity, and the myrrh, his mortality. On the 8th day, Jesus is circumcised as required by Jewish law. This ceremonial act of purification and name-giving also marks the child's admission to the community. 40 days after the birth, Joseph and Mary take Jesus with them to the temple. There, the devout Simeon recognizes Jesus as the Messiah. Mary has 2 doves with her, which she sacrifices as a purification offering. Christ grows up and before long is preaching and performing miracles. He's joined by 12 disciples. Jesus sends the disciples out into the world to spread the gospel. Jesus is crucified when he's just 30. With this excruciating death, the Son of God takes upon himself the sins of the world. Mary lives near Jerusalem for many years. When an angel brings her news of her impending death, she asks to see the apostles one last time. They're brought to her on clouds. Surrounded by the 12 apostles, Mary receives Holy Communion. She then dies peacefully and rises up to heaven. The centerpiece of the Calanca altarpiece is a figure of the Virgin as the radiant Queen of Heaven.